G'day guys, Luke here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video guys, we are doing the Reptile update for July 2024. This will be part 1 of 2. We are doing the lizard room as normal as the first video for the month. Then tomorrow will be the snake room, so stay tuned for that guys and check out the other half of the Scaly family. Otherwise, let's jump in and see what changes I've made in the room this month. For today's video guys, we'll be starting on this shelf here. Just has a couple of small enclosures. It has a couple of more smaller species of animals. So the enclosure on the left hand side houses my 2 southern spine-tailed geckos, and the one on the right hand side houses my Sansuma Sui. Now these enclosures are both 50 centimeters long. I just put one on it sideways as for storage reasons. While we're on the topic of Sui and their enclosures, Sui here is my Sansuma. She's doing pretty good. Being winter, she is slowing down and being less active. She's just more burrowing in the sand. I don't see her as often. She'll eat every now and again, but not as much as what she would do in the summertime. In her enclosure, we've got about 2 to 3 inches of sand for her to burrow into, 3 hides for her to go into, a fake plant, water bowl, backing. There is a display light on the shelf just so I can see these guys or see in enclosures, make it look nice. And both Sui and the geckos have a heat pad underneath the enclosure. Sui's one is on the right hand side, and you can see the cord to the gecko's one there, so it's also on the right hand side if it was turned back the other way. Speaking of the geckos, Charcoal and Luna. Luna is actually out at the moment, but before we get to her, I'll talk about Charcoal. Now Charcoal, who's on screen now, is a very shy and secretive little gecko. I don't tend to see him often of the daytime. Late at night he'll come out and do his thing. His partner crime he's Luna, who's on screen now. He's doing very well. Now, I didn't realise until after I filmed the June Reptile Room video that she was actually gravid, and when I went to check her nest box that's just underneath her there was actually 2 clutches of eggs that she laid, and I didn't even realise. So both Luna and Charcoal have been rather busy. So far there's been 3 clutches of eggs, 6 eggs in total. The first 2 actually look quite promising, and I might get some baby Charcoals and Lunas soon. The third clutch is only been a few days, and I'm not entirely sure if they are fertile or wouldn't they will make it, as the sand was a bit dry. However, it's a good start of the year for these guys. Last year I did get 1 clutch of eggs from them, and those geckos have since hatched and gone to their new homes. But yeah, these guys are doing fantastic. In the enclosure, well, on the outside we've got the backing, water bowl, nest box for Luna, branches that they can sit on, like what Luna's doing now. Then at the front here, there's a couple more hides they can use. Sand's the substrate. Charcoal likes to kind of hide up in this top part of the hide. So, of course, I would have shown you guys him by now. But those are the 2 little geckos and the Sansuma. These 2 enclosures here, well, I'll do these is both 140 centimeters, so just almost 5 foot length. And the one down the bottom there is 4 foot, so 120 centimeters. At the top here, we'll be starting with Dusty, who is my black-headed monitor, or Tristis monitor. Handling-wise, all his training sessions aren't going according to plan. He is very flighty, so I need to work on that. Other than that, he's somewhat used to me putting my hand in the closure, and of course me standing in front of it. He's not too bad, so I just need to really work on his handling. He'll only eat out of his food bowl still, but he's eating regardless. Other than that, he's pretty good. In the enclosure, guys, we do have his sands and his substrate. We've got his bowl full of silkworms, so he'll come down and eat when he's hungry. Water bowl. We've got his fake plants, branches, a couple of hides, crocodile skull, his backing. We've got his heat in LED UVB light bar. Like with most of the heating systems in my lizard room is either the infrared projectors or heat pads. However, with the infrared projectors, I am slowly going to swap them out and put ceramics in there on a later date. And all the LED light bars in here are UVB for the most part. So that's why I run from UVB, if for those curious. But there's Dusty in his enclosure. Nothing too crazy going on there. Below him, in a completely different setup, we've got Akko. Akko here is my female Eastern War Dragon. She is the diva of the Reptile Room. She was just watching me doing the geckos in recording. She's a very inquisitive little girl, but also she can also get very moody if I don't give her attention or don't put the TV on. whatever just annoys her, she'll give me that look going, yeah, I'm going to ignore you. But other than that, she's doing quite well. In her enclosure, we've got the coconut fibre as a substrate. We've got a water bowl that she can soak in. We've got a fake plant. Got her branches that she can climb on. Her backing. A couple of pieces of wood to bask on. Her hide that she'll sleep over night time. In the summertime, she's in the water bowl. Winter time, she's in a hide. Her food bowl, her diva sign, her heat and UV. Below them, we've got a lovely couple named Monty and Anastasia. These are my two shingleback skinks. So Anastasia is out right now. She actually shed her skin on, well, yesterday from the day of recording. So she's looking absolutely fresh, beautiful and shiny. She's a beautiful girl, very well mannered. She has a habit of peeing on me when I do hold her, which is a bit, bit odd. I would say it's odd, but it's a bit annoying. But we can work with that. It's better than getting bitten on or even pooped on. But other than that, she's doing fantastic. Her boyfriend Monty is in the hide, so I'll have to get a clip of him later on. But he's doing well. He's mostly spending his days sleeping at this time of year. He's not as active, of course, being winter. Anastasia's relatively still active. She'll come out and explore, being a little menace. But no, they're both being very cute and overall kicking back, watching the world go by, keeping warm and keeping each other company. In the enclosure, I've got two hides. The substrate is aspen bedding. I personally think they do much better on aspen bedding shinglebacks than on the coconut fibre or even sand. I find with the sand, it kind of irritates the skin between the scales. And coconut fibre is probably just a bit too humid for them. Being a nice, dry, and I guess flat substrate, the aspen, it does work for the shinglebacks. Of course, we've got the food bowl and water bowl. They're backing to set the cage off and heat and UV. They're the only ones who've got the ceramic in here at the moment. So, otherwise everyone else is either heat pad or the infrared projectors. On to our next family member, and he is Blaine. Now, Blaine here is a lowland blotched blue tongue. She's doing reasonably alright. She's just kicking back, relaxing, and doing her thing as normal. She's a very shy, little secretive little blue tongue, so she's often hiding when there's noise. When it's quiet or I'm just sitting in my room writing stuff on paper or doing paperwork, she will come out and cause a bit of mischief, but she's a good little blue tongue. I'll just lock her back up quickly. She's housed in a 90 centimetre enclosure, so just about 3 foot in length. In the enclosure, you've got two hides, like I mentioned. Got a food bowl that she's destroyed, a water bowl, a backing to set off the enclosure. All my enclosures have to have a backing to set it off. It makes it look nice. She's got a 3 foot LED light bar on top of the enclosure for UV, and she does have heat in the back corner there. So she's got a warm hide and a cool hide. The next three enclosures I'll cover off all at once. This is easier. So Bluey, Bo, and Billy, who we'll get to later on. They're all my eastern blue tongue skinks. All of them are housed in a 4 foot enclosure. In each enclosure, they've got the substrate, which is the coconut fibre. One big hide for them to go into and sleep in. They've got the food bowl, water bowl, backing, the LED UV light bar. And when it comes to the heating, Blue and Bo do have the infrared projectors, while Billy has a heat pad, as that's something she's more used to. Here we have Bo, the one we've been looking at the whole time. He's doing pretty well. He's a very laid-back blue tongue. He just kind of watches the world go by. He doesn't mind a good scratch and cuddle from time to time. Overall, he's a pretty, he's like, yeah, whatever. He doesn't really care. But no, he's good. Then his little brother over here is Bluey. Now, hopefully we will come out and say hello. He's more of the adventurous type and the more troublemaking type of blue tongue. You know what, let's just have to hide up and say hello. There he is. He went through a shed cycle not too long ago, so he's made a bit of a mess in his hide, which I've got to check. Overall, he's doing pretty good, other than the fact that he likes to cause trouble, like I mentioned. Then, last but not least, we have the little demon, I guess. We have the youngest, but the more chaotic little blue tongue I have ever met. Come here, bit Billy. I'm just being very gentle by gently pulling her out. There we go. Here she is. Now, Billy, he was a rescue. She was basically half the size of her litter mates, had half a tail missing, and wasn't looking that good at all. But I guess a big shout out to Mum. She actually helped me fatten this thing right back up. And ever since then, she's been a little nightmare, haven't you, sweetie? But no, she's pretty confident. She's a messy little bugger. And overall, a great little blue tongue. Just got a couple more animals to go over, and that'll be it. The last two animals we've got to cover off is Thumper and Pedro. Now, Thumper has been downsized from a 3-foot enclosure down to a 60 centimetre, well, 2-foot enclosure. Ever since putting him into enclosure, he's been a lot better, a bit more confident, and overall he's getting a lot better when it comes to handling. In the other cage, he was very skittish, a bit more shy, and yeah, it wasn't really doing that fantastic when it came to his training. But overall, he's loving life. He's sitting underneath his heat at the moment, which is right above him. We've got his UVB. So in his enclosure, we've got his backing that came with his setup, his new cage. A fake rock stack I just put in recently, and he's been loving it. He's getting more enrichment out of it. He feels more confident and safe in this kind of enclosure where he's got places to wedge himself in. Now, all these rocks here are fake. They're all basically insulation foam with tire pointing, and I have secured it with just putting kebab sticks through the main support parts so you can't move it around. But I still keep it simple enough where I can take it apart and get to him if I need to. Sanity substrate is usually the go-to for this species. And we do have his food bowl and water bowl. The last animal we have is my pink tongue skink. He's also housed in in a 60 centimetre enclosure. I will put it up on screen. Pedro, he's doing quite well. Obviously being winter, he's being less active. But let's be honest, that's the same drill with everybody else. He's doing well, otherwise he would come out during the night time, make a bit of noise, and then go back to bed early hours in the morning. So you kind of have a bit of a party. So in the enclosure, we've got 2 hides on the ground to go into. We've got his substrate, which is coconut fibre. He's got his food bowl and water dish. He's got his branch that he keeps knocking over. We've got his backing that I've incorporated a hide into, so he's got 3 places to hide. We do have his heat and just a normal light strip on top of his enclosure. Being a nocturnal species, I thought there's no use getting him a natural UV light because he doesn't really need it. Plus, he probably wouldn't use it. Other than that, he's doing fantastic. So that'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the lizard room update. Tomorrow, when this video does go up, will be the snake room. So please feel free to go and check that out and show everyone else in the other room some love. But saying that, I'll wrap up the video here. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.